Welcome back. You are listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170. The Answer. Before the break, we were talking with Greg with Solar City about all the different options when it comes to solar here in San Diego. And if you want to connect with Greg, learn more about your options, give us a call or shoot us a text. 619-663-7355, 619-663-7355. We'll get you connected with Greg, explore those options, figure out which solar option is best for you and your home.
See, the sun's always shining in San Diego, right?
It is. So one of the other headlines today was 2015 was the hottest year on record on Earth.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's everywhere, huh?
That's Earth.
Global average.
Yeah. So how does that affect solar? Liz, so I know that everybody just thinks if it's sunny out, it generates more power. If it's not sunny, it doesn't. Help clear up that misnomer.
So it's light in general that creates the electrical reaction with photovoltaic cells. So on a sunny day, there's more light, so there's going to be more electricity. But on a cloudy day, they're still producing energy. So really
if you can see outside, there's light.
There's light. If you can see, there's light. So the only time they're not working is when there's shade or if there is...
like if you live in Buffalo, you guys don't have light there in Buffalo when you go visit, right, Kyle?
Snow is a light white color.
So on a cloudy day, it's going to be producing not as much as on a sunny day, but they still work. So really, it's all about averaging it out over the course of the year. And when Solar City does their predictions, we're going to say, 300 days are sunny, 30 days are partly cloudy, 30 days are cloudy. So we're going to adjust that on an annual basis to make sure you get the right size for you.
So it's been the hottest we've seen ever.
Yep.
How about San Diego market? Is San Diego the hottest it was in 2015? I mean, what are we looking at?
So I have been in the market now since 2002. So I've gone through a couple full cycles now, up and down. And so it's kind of cool to get to experience things for a second time. First time, just like riding a bike, you don't know what you're doing. It's wobbly. You're all over the place. You don't know what's happening. But, you get back on that bike a second time and you've got a much straighter path, to success on riding that bike. And I feel the same thing when it comes to the real estate market. And what I'm seeing that I like is that the market's been very, very stable and very, very predictable over the last 2 or 3 years, which is a great thing. Back in 05, 6, 7, 8, 9, we had years with 20% up, 20% down. I mean, we went on these crazy, crazy volatile swings, like kind of what the stock market's doing right now. And it's something that's very unpredictable. But over the course of time in San Diego, home values have gone up between 5 and 6% historically since the beginning of time, which is a beautiful thing. We're kind of close to that right now. We've been averaging about 7% for the entire year of 2015, which is great. It's about 0.5% a month, nice, stable, predictable, which is great. So, people were very fearful, and I think millennials in general, like myself, Jason, these are people much younger than you.
Well, you're right on the edge of millennials, too. Me and Craig Songer were talking about this. We're Gen X.
Yes,
right?
You're Gen X.
He and I are Gen X. He was just on the cusp. He missed it. I missed it by quite a while.
Yeah, 81 is the official cutoff to be a millennial, so barely made it, but made it. So millennials, the problem is most millennials, when they become of age, 21 years old-ish, and that's when most people start looking at possibly buying, was right at the same time that we were having the entire recession, when all the foreclosures and short sales and all of that stuff were happening.
And they saw family and friends, lose their homes.
Right.
Get kicked out, foreclosed, short sold. They saw all the ugly stuff.
Right. So it's made a lot of millennials extremely gun shy to get into the real estate market because they saw their mom or their dad or their grandma or their grandpa, their family home they grew up in, get foreclosed on, or go through hell trying to get a loan modification or whatever, they had to go through to save the house. So there's so much damage that's been done that a lot of millennials have been scared. But what's great is the quickest way to get them back into the market is to have a nice, consistent, stable market. There's not that volatility that we've had 10 years ago. We've now had 3 or 4 years straight where we're seeing that 5 to 10% appreciation, which is nice and stable. And I think we're starting to see a lot more people realize, oh, this whole buying a home thing isn't that scary.
And I got to live somewhere.
And now at the other end of the spectrum is they're looking at renting, and rents are out of control right now. I mean, I live in Santee, and obviously I love Santee, but I mean, a 2-bedroom apartment in a nicer community, you're paying well over $2,000 a month for an apartment. That's absolutely insane.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, right?
I can't imagine paying a couple $1,000 for an apartment.
For an apartment, yeah, in East County. I mean, if I'm on the beach, sure, I'll pay a couple grand for an apartment. But I mean, you're going out Santee, El Cajon, in East County areas, North County, up in San Marcos and Oceanside, or in Escondido. I mean, $2,000 to $2,500 is kind of the going rate right now for a 2-bedroom in a nicer community. We're not talking 1950s construction, but something built in the last 10 or 15 years. That's what they're going for right now. So people are looking at this. They're like, man, do I really want to pay all this money for rent?
And it goes up every year.
And yeah, and rents are going up. I mean, I raised all my rents 10% last year, and not a single person left. Because what happens is they get the notice. They, of course, get pissed off. You're like, oh, you're a jerk. You're raising my rent. And then they go look around at other options. They're like, you're the best landlord ever. It only went up 10% because they see how crazy it's gotten with rents out there. So the fact that we've had a good, stable, consistent market and rents are going up, I think it's really bringing that millennial generation into home ownership right now. And case in point being that last year, 44% of buyers found their home online first before they found their agent. So they're actually going on websites like Zillow and Realtor and Trulia and all these big websites, and they're actually finding their own home. So it's completely flipped from how it was back in your day, Jason, where somebody would find a realtor and say, hey, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in Santee, and then the realtor would go find it. Right. Now they're finding the home first and the realtor second, as opposed to the realtor first and the home second. And I think that's just kind of a sign of the times of how the millennial generation likes to do things. We like to figure things out on our own. If I need to know how to do something, I'm not even going on Google most of the time anymore. I'm going on YouTube, and it's how to do this, how to do that. I could go on there and figure out how to install a solar panel on my roof. I guarantee you there's dozens of videos that tell me how to do that. So that's kind of the sign of the time. So I think it's a great thing that we're seeing the younger generation get into it. I think the wounds have healed enough and people are getting into the market. So the numbers, like we've talked on the show before, I'm always looking at the leading indicators. What's happening today in the market? Not what's the media reporting. What the media reports is usually 3 to 5 months delayed. But what's happening right now is the number of new homes coming on the market is down. It's down 1.8%. So there's less people putting their homes on the market right now. And conversely, 8% increase in the homes going off the market. So you've got less coming on the market, more going off the market. Naturally, we have a shortage of supply of homes for sale, which is really fueling prices to drive up. So I think 2016 is going to be just a great year for real estate. I think we've been seeing, 5 to 10% appreciation in the last 3 or 4 years. I think I'm hedging more on the side of closer to 10% this year. I think it's going to be a great year. And like we talked last week, with rates going up, Fed funds rates going up, I think that's going to drag mortgage rates up alongside of it, not an equal amount, but I think you're going to see rates go up as well. So a lot of people are just like, you know what, I'm sick of paying rent. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let me get into a home ownership and let me get in at 4% rate, which is absolutely crazy. I mean, when I started buying
4%,
30
unbelievable.
Years. Yeah.
And people still want 3.25. I still have clients go, can I get 3.25? I go, well, we can't really turn back the clock, but don't be upset if it's in the high 3s or the low 4s. Still crazy low rates.
Absolutely. And then there's still crazy low down payments. So, if somebody, Jason, you've been in the loan industry for, longer than most of us have been alive. So, if somebody's looking to get in to home ownership and buy their first home.
Welcome to Whissel Wednesday,
Craig. So if somebody is looking to buy that first home, what do they need to know on the loan side of things? What's the coolest program? We got a couple minutes left on the show. What's the coolest program out there for a first-time
Here's one of the coolest programs we've defined as the Millennial Program, and that allows 3 to 5% down payment, conventional loan. And if you have roommates, you can utilize the roommate's rent to you to qualify for a loan. Roommate rent to you. Now, Kyle, think about when you've bought houses. Think how much we could have bought. And now the loans were crazy when you bought your first houses, but this is what would help you. Like if you were buying today and you were 20 years old again, we could be utilizing those 6 roommates that you have. We can take a percentage of everybody's rent to you to qualify. That's the hottest new program. That's the Millennial Program.
That's perfect.
Only at Synergy One Lending. Craig Sewing's a big supporter and a partner in that company. So let us know on that. 619-663-7355.
Yeah, again, if you want to connect with Greg, learn more about solar, you want to connect with the team at Whissel Realty, explore buying that first home, give us a call, shoot us a text, 619-663-7355, 619-663-7355. We'll have Jason dial that loan in, get you a rad solar system on your roof, save you a ton of money, and just enjoy not paying somebody else's mortgage for them with those crazy rents. You are listening to Whissel Wednesdays here on AM 1170. We'll see you next week.
Girl, I'm gonna show you how to do it, and we start real slow. You just